Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to show you how you'll be able to build a payment form without any WooCommerce installed on your WordPress website with just simple, beautiful plugin that I love so much, which is Bitform. So happens that BitApps is sponsoring this video. So thank you BitApps for sponsoring today's video. We'll be building a form with a name, email, some items, and some pricing as you'll be able to see here. And everything here is calculating right here on the fly. And here we have a repeater field with some images. Specifically here, it is an image select element where we see here the price, quantity, total. Then we can add more if we want to. And then the final total, which we'd be calculating depending on our user choice. As you can see here, it's calculating, as we can see here, total 60, 40, and then we have 100. Now it is a multi-step form. So next step would be the payment and a decision box that we're going to be customizing together. And also we can see here our steps, purchase items, payments, and we can see here the percentage signature. We can also draw here something of a sort, and we can also enable or disable the decision box, and then we can pay with PayPal. And the payment would act as a form submission in this case. And also I'll be showing you exactly the whole process, conditional logic, and the email templates that you'll be able to implement with this beautiful, powerful plugin. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First things first, we'll have to install obviously Bitforms, but we'll also need the pro version of Bitforms in order to use the payment options and some other options in our forms. So in order to do so, I've attached some links in the description of this video. So make sure you check them out if you don't have Bitforms Pro already. And if you're watching this in November 2024, you'll be able to access some pretty crazy discounts on their website, which I would highly encourage you to check them out. Other than that, let's create our new form because I have already the calculations form created as we saw just now. So in order to create a new form, just simply click the create form right here on the top right hand corner. And you'll be able to see here that we have a new pop-up popping up right now. So I'm going to start from scratch in order to show you exactly the whole process. So I'll head over and click the blank one. So we're starting from scratch as we can see here. So we have only the submit button. So the first thing that I want to add here is a text field. So I'll scroll to the bottom here, and here I have a text field. So I'll just drag and drop it right over here and just place it right over here. As we can see here, now it is on 60 width. So I'll drop it down to 30. Yeah, that's right. And then also I'll add an email field right next to it. And also I'll drop it down to 30 and then just drag and drop it right next to it. And then we'll also have to add a repeater field as we just saw before. So I'll scroll to the bottom here until I see my repeater field, which would be right over here, right underneath those fields, right over here. And then in the repeater field, I would want to add an image select. So I just saw it right now. So I'll head over here, image select, and just make sure you drop it inside the repeater field and not outside of it. And as we can see here, we have some images. Now, right in the repeater field, we want to add some number fields. So we'll head over here to the number, and then here it'll be kind of tricky, but just make sure you just drop it down underneath the image select. And here you can see it's overlapping, but don't worry, it will resize and adjust itself as we go. Now, one other thing that you can do is basically define the images. That's what I'm going to do right now. So select the images, image select, and here you can also define the label differently. So for example, choose your shirt color. And then here under the repeater, you can also name it differently. For example, products. Yeah, there we go. And also head over to the number. Now it adjusts itself as I told you just before. So head over, drag it down to, let's say 20. Yep. And then let's rename it to, instead of a number, let's put here price. Now, while you're creating those number fields, some of the fields would have to be disabled so your customers won't be able to edit them. So in order to do so, what you want to do is actually disable the price, total, and final total. So as we can see here, the price would also have to be disabled. So just scroll down on your right sidebar over here, and then we can see here read only. As you can see here, now it will be disabled. And now we can simply duplicate that. So right click on the field or just simply click the clone over here. Then just drag and drop it right next to it. And then now we would want to name that differently. So that was the price, that would be the quantity. So just rename the label quantity. And then also the same thing here, but in the quantity, we do want to enable our users to edit this field. So here, disable the read only. And then here, as you can see here, we have a placeholder. So in order to disable it, you can either remove the text over here or just disable that altogether. The quantity is set up quite good. The price is good. Now let's duplicate the quantity and then just drag that right next to it. As we can see here, now this one would have to be read only, and then here it would be the total. So let's change that to total. And then we would also want to duplicate that, but now this time I would have to drag it out of the repeater field, which would be sometimes kind of tricky. Or you can just disable that altogether. Yes, delete that, and then just drag it and drop it right on top of the submit button. Now, this one, you could also drag it down to, for example, let's say 20, and then here we'll just rename it to total price. Yeah, there we go. And also disable the placeholder. And also that would be also a read only. Now, as you might be able to see, I'm running through this. I just wanted to show you exactly how you'll be able to set that up really quick. But then I would want to show you the conditional logic that is running behind the scenes, because that is actually what's going to power all these calculations behind that. So let's finish the form and then I'll show you the other calculations. Now, before we continue to the second step, what I want to do is actually edit those images or image select or these t-shirts or shirts. So just click the image select and then head over to the add or edit options over here. And then over here, you want to name those. So for example, this would be blue shirt, and then give it a value. Now, this value is very important because here you want to put a specific value that we're going to be later connecting to the price field over here. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So let's say the value here would be 10, and then this would be, let's say 20, and then this would be like 15, and then this would be like 12. And then let's put red, shirt, and then also here green shirt, and then also let's do a white shirt. Now, in order to change those, you just simply click the pencil icon right over here next to the image icon over here. Now, I've specifically uploaded some icons, but you can totally head over and just choose from these icons, but it depends on your own preference. If you want to add some images, you just simply click the upload icon. You can also upload some icons. That's what I did, but you can also upload images, but make sure that the images are in the same size, so you won't have any images that are overlapping or bigger or smaller than the other ones. So head over, click browse, and then we can see here all these icons. So the first one was a blue shirt, so I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to select the picture. The same thing applies to the other ones, so I'm just going to do that really quick. Once that is done, just click out of that, or just click the X icon over here, and then they will be populated right over here, and then just click update in the top right hand corner of your screen. And then also you can see here the form is updated successfully. So we said we want to add a new step, so head over to the top of the form over here, and then just click add step. And over here, we see here that we have a 2-step or 3 steps or 4 steps or more, depending on the step that you want to add in this form. But here we have only 2 steps. So in order to add the text over here over in these steps, you just click them and you'll be able to see here we have numbers. We have some options over here, but I'm going to go to the first number. We have here step 1. So I'm going to call it something like choose your product. And in terms of the description, as we can see here, step description, we can also just disable that. If we head over here, then step description, just remove it or disable that altogether. Same thing applies to the second step. We can also name that as payment, and then also remove the step subtitle if we want to. Now, the progress bar, if you want to, you can remove that or just leave it as it is, but that again depends on your own choice. Now, if we'll head over back to our first step, we'll be able to see here we have our submit button. One thing that I would want to do is right click it and also move it to the second step. Now, in the second step, what I want to do here is actually hide it, because the payment through PayPal or through whatever payment method you want to implement here would be the submit button of this form. So just right click it and then you'll be able to hide it. What I want to add here is a signature field. So I'll scroll to the bottom here and then I'll just drag and drop a signature field right over here. So I'll just drag it, drop it right on top of it. And I saw it was a little bigger than the one before. So I'm just gonna make it bigger. So something like 20, I think, or even let's do 25. And then also a decision box, which would actually our user would have to check in order to comply with the payment options that we're going to be creating. So here, decision box, just click it and then also head over to the label, then just click the click to add decision box. Here we'll be able to edit our text. So in my case, I'll implement the following text. And once you're done, simply click save. Now, this one would be required in order for our user to continue. But if we scroll a bit to the bottom here, we would want to choose our payment method. Again, they have some options here, which I think is great. We can see here Razorpay, we can see the PayPal, which I'm going to be implementing. They have Stripe. Again, as I said before, I'm going to head over with PayPal. So I'm going to just drag and drop it right underneath our decision box right over here. Now, in my case, I've already went and set it up, the PayPal payment method, but if you want to do it on your own, it's very, very simple. You just go to your PayPal account, then you head over to the developer, and then over there, you just click PayPal API credentials, and then you just copy and paste those credentials to Bitforms, and I'm going to show you exactly where you paste them. So if we'll head over back to our dashboard over here, and we'll head over to Bitforms, and then we head over to payments, we'll be able to see here, we first of all have to choose what payment we want to, as we can see here. You see here PayPal, Razorpay, Stripe, Molly. So I've chose the PayPal account over here, and if we'll edit that, you'll be able to see here the client ID and client secret. Now, currently it is on sandbox, but you can also enable it to live once your form is ready. Now, if we'll head over back, you'll be able to see here it is actually displaying, and only when your payment method is connected to your website with Bitforms, it will be displaying right over here in your form builder. So far, so good. What you want to do here is actually head over to the amount, and then here you want to put it as dynamic. The reason for it, because we want to take the amount from the final total, so we won't need to put that manually. In order to do so, under the select amount field, we want to select the total price. Then here under the shipping amount, I'm going to put it as fixed. So let's do something like $10, and then tax amount, let's do something like 2.7. Then also the currency, you can totally head over with another currency of your country, as we can see here, but I would head over in my case with the United States dollar. We can see here we have also an option for a subscription, disable card, and then the language if we want to. So one thing before we head over to the conditional logic and all the calculations that we have to do. So I'll head over back to my first step, and then here I want to rename the text field over here. So let's put full name, and then also here remove the placeholder. So I'll head over, click update, and then now we'll head over to the fun part, which is the conditional logic. Head over to your settings over here, and head over to the conditional logics. Now, by default, every form have a show success message, which we'll get back to it. But in order to calculate some fields on your form, we'll have to add a new conditional logic. So head over, add conditional logic, and here you want to name it. So for example, this would be price calculations, and then open that up. And then here we would want to specify a few things differently. So here we'll specify the action run when, record, create, or edit. That's perfectly fine. Now action effect, that would be only on field input. Now here we have if, then, and then here we also have the option to add else if or else, which I love about it, which I haven't seen in other plugins, which I think it's great they did that. So if, let's say we have price, then we have here not null, then, well, here when I hover it, you can see here I have an option to add and or, so I'll just trash that. Now the next thing that we have to do is actually define the quantity also as not null. So here add logic, and then here we'll add an and. So this one and this one, then do this one. So here in the form fields, we want to connect our quantity. So here we want to connect a logic. So if it's not null, the same as our last one, as we can see here, our price, then do the following. So field action. The next field that we want to connect here is our total. So here we want to choose our total and value. Now here is the great part, because here you don't have to put anything manually. What you want to do is actually select the field, then head over to those three horizontal dots and just click it. And then here you'll be able to see we have some sort of a calculator, but you don't have to use it if you don't want to. Here we have some form fields, and these are actually some smart tags or dynamic tags, which you can actually use. There are other smart tags, as you can see here, which I would highly encourage you to use if you want to make your form just more powerful than it already is, which is crazy. Now we want to create our price, then times, and then quantity, and that would be evaluated or equals to the total. So let's update that. That step is done. The next thing that I wanted to show you here is how to connect your image selector to your price input, because that would be actually taking the price dynamically from the image that the user is actually selecting. So in order to do so, we'll add a new conditional logic. So just click that, and here we have the same thing. But in order to do that, again, we'll also need to select the action effect only on field input. And then over here, we want to trash the second option. So what we want to do is select our field. So if the choose your shirt color, which would be our shirts, is changing, then we have another field, which would be the price. Then the value would be the image select. Choose your shirt color. There we go. Now I did by a mistake set it to change, but in order to fix that, because it won't work, so what you want to do is head over and click the is not null, and then just click update, and then that would work perfectly on your front end. So in other words, we're connecting what is the value of the choose your shirt color to the price field over here. This is in other words what is actually happening. And then also we want to rename that, so shirt image value to price. Now let's close that. So far we've created some calculations, meaning we've connected our t-shirt to the price, so it will take that price or that value from what we've configured in the shirts dynamically to the price, and then the quantity we only have to tweak that in order to get the total in the specific repeater field. But then we'd also have to calculate the final total if our user would want to add some more repeater fields. So we'll do that. So head over, click add conditional logic, and then over here we'll do total price calculations. There we go. And then open that up. And then over here, again, we'll do the same thing, action effect only on input field, but here it'll be a little different. So here we'll have to have two fields. The first one being the repeater itself. So form fields would be the repeater itself. So products would have to be changed. So the logic, when it's changing, then change the final or total price. And then in the other form field, what I want to do here is the total. So meaning when the total is changing based on the price and the quantity, or the products, meaning the repeater fields are added or subtracted, then do the final calculation of the total price. So here, the same thing would be calculated over here from form fields, total when it's changing. Then we'll head over to the then condition field action. Then we'll head over to the total price. Then here under action, we'll head over and then value. Here we'll have to use another variable, which I'm going to introduce you to. We'll head over to the three dots over here, and then we'll scroll to the bottom here. And then here we'll see the math and then parentheses repeater. So we'll choose that. And then right over here, because it is a function, we want to again put a total inside of it. So over here, we'll head over to our form fields. Then here, choose the title. And over here, what is actually being done here is calculating or searching for the products, whether it's changing or not, the repeater fields in other words, or the total inside the repeater field, whether it's changing or not. If it is, then the total price, the value of it, is calculated depending on the repeater total. That is actually what is happening. Head over, click update, and then that's pretty much done for it now. Now let's implement our form in the front end. So we'll close that. Now we'll head over back to our form, to our builder, and right over here, we'll head over to publish, and then we just copy this short code. I went over and created a new page, as we can see here, a new page, new calculation form, and then just copy and paste your short code over here, or in your page builder, your page, your post, what have you. Head over, click publish, and then let's view our new page. So we have our new calculation, and then we have our full name, email, but now let's check out the actual calculation and see that it's actually working. So we'll head over and choose our blue shirt. We can see here that the value is 10. When I click other shirts, the value here is changing because it takes the value from those shirts. Now let's change the quantity. So let's say, let's do it as 2. And as we can see here, the total is changing and the total price is actually also changing. So let's do something like 50. And then let's add a new one. As we can see here, we have a plus icon. Let's choose another shirt. So let's choose the red shirt. And over here, let's put the quantity, for example, as 2. And as you can see here, 50 plus 40, we get 90. And then let's head over to our next step. So click next. And over here, we'll be able to see here that we have to sign that we do agree to that. And also I agree. And then also we want to pay with PayPal. So head over, click the debit or credit card, or just simply click the pay with PayPal. So in my case, I'll head over and prefill all the information over here. Now, as it is a sandbox, I'm just going to input some demo information. As you can see here, this is not an actual card number and the expiration date and the CSC. And then I just head over and prefill the other information. So let's head over and create our purchase. So we'll scroll to the bottom here. Then also we want to click the pay. Now, after we've done all of that successfully, everything would be paid because again, it is a sandbox, but then we'll be greeted with a beautiful pop-up, which would tell us the payment went successfully. I'll show you exactly how you'll be able to customize it just in a minute. And then I'll show you exactly how you'll be able to send your customers or yourself an email notification that a purchase has occurred on your website. So before I push the button of pay, let's head over to Bitform over here, and then let's head over to our confirmations, as we can see right over here. So first of all, we have our success or error messages right over here. So we'll just open that up, and here we'll be able to see here we have successfully submitted, but for this case it won't be suited because it is not a submission, it is a payment. So add that to a successful payment just like that. And if you want to see that before you publish it, what you want to do is click the preview button right over here, and you'll be able to see here payment was successful. Again, you can see here it is below a form. This is the message type, and here we have a snacker. It will be popping up right over here. So we'll click preview, and you'll be able to see here payment was successful, or a model, as we'll be able to see just in a minute. Preview, and then we'll be able to see right that over here. We'll also be able to control the animation, auto hide, and then duration. We can also customize it right over here, message style, custom style. Just click that and we'll be able to see that right over here. We can see a beautiful editor. I would really encourage you to add your own style to it and customize it the way that you want to. But other than that, let's head over and click exit out of that. Then we have also the option to redirect the page if we want to redirect our users after the form or the payment was successful. So we will head over there, and here we have our entitled redirect. So let's put that as a success. Then we'll open that up, and here we have a custom link, or we'll be able to link it automatically to one of our pages on our website. So for example, let's head over and click to the shop, and then we'll be able to see here a link will be automatically pre-filled, and then also the add URL parameters. If we want to just click that, and we have the key, the value, and also have a selector which would be adding dynamically from the form itself if we wish to. I'll just trash that, and then after that, that's pretty much fine with me. So I'll click update. Then the other thing that I told you that I will be showing you is the email templates. And over here, simply click add new template, and is so straightforward. So as you can see here, template name, I'll just name it successful payment. And then over here we have the subject. So again, I'll just copy that, paste that. One other cool feature that you can actually do here is add some fields. So for example, as we saw in other plugins, we'll be able to add dynamic fields, which will be pre-filled depending on the form that the user submitted or paid through our website. So when I click it, you'll be able to see here the form fields, and then also general smart codes. Play around with it. I would really encourage you to do so, because for example, full name, would be able to add that. As you can see here, this is a variable over here. So we just can copy or cut that over here. For example, Joe Doe, successful payment, and so forth. The other thing here, we have the body. So over here, I would just encourage you to erase that, and then also here map all fields with table. That's what I would usually do. And you'll be able to see here when you click it, all the fields would be mapped out automatically, and it will be sending all this information to your email. Then once you're done, just click save template, and then after that, you'll be able to see here your template name, and then also the action if you want to clone it, edit it, or just delete it altogether. Now there are also a bunch more features here, but I just wanted to show you the email template, the conditional logic, and the confirmations. Now, in order to connect the template that we just created and the confirmation, we'll head over to our conditional logics over here and show success message. We want to change that. So head over, open that up, and then over here, the success message, we'll just want to open this field. And over here, we have form success message, which would be the default one because I haven't changed the name of it. So this will be living over here under confirmations. Then also over here, redirect URL, we want to redirect our user once he purchased that item that he wanted on our website. So we'll head over and click success. And also if we want to, we'll be able to integrate it with other things such as bit integrations, which I did a full tutorial on my channel, and you'll be able to check that in one of the corners. I always forget what the corner it actually popping up. If you want to go ahead, check that out. It is a very powerful plugin. And also an email notification over here, we'll be able to select our email template that we just created just a minute ago. So click that, open that up, successful payment. And also over here, choose the email, from name, CC or BCC, and reply to an attachment if you want to. Once you're done, again, click update. Once that is done, form updated successfully, and then you're pretty much done. And when we'll pay, we'll be able to see our new success message, and then we'll be redirected to our shop. So I'll just pre-fill the form once more because we just did it in the back end, and I'll show you exactly how that looks. There we go. We have payment was successful, and then we'll be redirected right there to our shop. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you in this video. I really think Bitform is an actually powerful, useful, great form plugin because it has so many features inside of it. And as I said throughout this video, links will be down in the description of this video. I really hope you liked this video. And if you did, please give a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any tutorial, any plugin, or any integration that I post right here on this channel. channel on WooCommerce, Elementor, or WordPress. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next one.